Hey, good day, everybody. It's Ankeny Sports Cards, and today we got Mailday Memories. Yep, that's right. We're going to be talking about Thru The Mail Autograph requests, and we're going to start it off with 5 today. So 5 that I've had in my collection already. I do send out letters, and so as we go forward, I will be tracking those requests, the days that I sent it out, how long it took back to get back, and I'll share that with everybody as future videos come along and as future fan mail come in. So this will be a regular series that we'll do. Today's first episode, of course, and we're going to start off with 5 that are already in the collection. I'll give a little background of the story of maybe why I sent off for it, and we'll go from there. But we'll start off, and our first one up today is going to be Tom Brookens. So Tom Brookens, the big thing about Tom Brookens is that he's a World Series champion, 1984, and so how I kind of remember him is that was a big year. I grew up in a household where my dad was a big Chicago Cubs fan, and so we watched a lot of Chicago Cubs games on WGN, and that year was the year that the Cubs lost to the Padres, right? Padres came back, epic comeback in the National League Championship Series. And so they went on to face the Detroit Tigers, and the Tigers won the World Series that year. But Tom Brookens, I remember, I think to get into, I think it was to clinch, for the Tigers to clinch to go to the playoffs or to win their division, Tom Brookens hit a home run. So that was a big thing. We watched a lot of baseball. We didn't really have ESPN so much highlights every day. Might have had some, but I don't really recall that too much. But hey, I just thought this would be a cool add to the collection. Tom Brookens, just a cool card, and I appreciate him sending that back. So next up. Oh, yeah. So these are, 2 of them here. Romeo Travis. So Romeo Travis, you might not be really familiar with him, but he was a teammate of LeBron James in high school, I believe. And so I really don't have a connection except for hey, there's no way LeBron's going to sign Thru The Mail for me, but I just thought it'd be kind of cool to get Romeo. And he coached there, I believe, as well. Don't really recall a lot of information about him, but I thought that was pretty cool that he did sign that Thru The Mail. He also participated in, what was that basketball tournament for $1 million and stuff like that. I think he was on one of the teams, if I remember right. So next up, we got Alan Faneca. So Alan Faneca, one of the best offensive linemen in the early 2000s. Super Bowl champion in 2005. They beat the Seattle Seahawks, and he was a 9-time Pro Bowler in his career. So that's a pretty cool card. Love it. Thanks for sending that out. Appreciate it. Again, on some of these, I always expect them to be real unless I can tell that they're pre-printed or something like that. But I don't really have plans to sell any. If I would ever, it would probably be authenticated before I do that. So I'm not really too concerned. But if you see something off, throw it in the comments. Let me know. But pretty cool Super Bowl champion of Alan Faneca here. And then next up, so the guys they beat in the 2005 Super Bowl, right? So he was in the quarterback for the Seattle Seahawks, Matt Hasselbeck. Just a great quarterback in the 2000s. Nothing over the top crazy, but just a all-around good quarterback. It's kind of funny that, similar to this year, the Seahawks, are replacing quarterbacks, said they were going to sign their quarterback. Same thing really happened to Hasselbeck. It was their number one priority to bring him back, and then they didn't bring him back, right? And so he moved on. I think he finished out with the Colts, I believe, but just a quarterback that I watched in the 2000s that I thought would be a cool addition as well. And then finally, our 5th one today, and again, we'll be back. So here is a guy from my Texas Rangers. So I'm a big Texas Rangers fan, grew up. That was my first game that I ever watched in my life. They played the Toronto Blue Jays down in Texas, and I have been a Rangers fan since. One of the biggest things about the Rangers was their Dallas TV network was on like our cable company in Iowa, right? And so, it was just a really, really cool thing back then, and to watch them. And so really I started off watching wrestling back then, like Saturday night wrestling, and I think it turned into roller derby or something. And so I became hooked on watching away games. They didn't televise home games. They only televised away games of the Texas Rangers, and so I watched those. But great year in 1986 of Scott Fletcher. This is his 88 card, but he hit over 300 that year. One of the, probably top 20 players that year in the American League. And so he didn't always follow up with success. He also played with the Cubs, several other teams. But, as a Rangers fan, this is a fun card to have. He was just one of the infielders that I loved on those teams, along with like Steve Buechele and Pete Inkville. Odie McDowell was my favorite. He was the center fielder out there, and I just, that was kind of my teams back then. So, I don't remember all of them because I was still young, but I did have my few favorites on those teams. So, anyways, that's the 5 that I'm going to share with you today. Hope you enjoyed. We'll be back in the future with another episode of Mailday Memories. Thanks a lot. Appreciate you. Have a great day.